Speaking of Kansas's number one rival, it is not Kansas State. It is Missouri, who somehow beat Kansas last year. It led them to the North Division title. They got into the Big 12 championship game in Kansas City and got drubbed by Oklahoma. They lose a bunch of guys. Chase Daniel gone. Saunders, Jeremy Macklin, the receivers gone. Chase Kaufman, the tight end gone. And defense, we'll get to that. They lose a whole bunch of guys. But Blaine Gabbert, highly touted quarterback, is going to take the role as quarterback.
Well, you look at he's 6'5", 240, big guy, big arm, and he's ready to go. I think he's going to do well. He has big shoes to fill because Chase Daniel was that team, was that offense. But you look at Derek Washington, 1,000 yards, 17 touchdowns, 5'11", 225. This is an outstanding running back. I like him. He's going to help Missouri out a lot as they get the transition with the new quarterback and new receivers because they did lose those top three guys.
Second team Big 12 was Derek Washington. The experience comes in the backfield. Let's see if they can pick up. Also, they bring up Sheldon Richardson, one of the top tight ends in the league. He's following the footsteps of Martin Rucker and Chase Kaufman, so hopefully he can help them out. Elvis Fisher, who's a first-team freshman All-American, is their left tackle. He has showed progress. This guy is going to have a good career at Missouri.
Well, they have that young offensive line, so they have to improve. But good thing they have a good running back there.
Defensive side of the ball, they lose one stud in each line. Starting in the secondary, William Moore, who got drafted, Brock Christopher, one of the top linebackers, and Ziggy Hood, the defensive tackle, who got drafted. Those are all losses, but the good thing is Sean Weatherspoon, second-team All-American, comes back. He heads their defense. They bring a linebacker, JUCO, named Josh Tatum, to help him out.
But they're big up front, and they got a lot of talent on D. They got a lot of juniors and seniors on defense, so that's a lot of leadership. So expect the defense to play inspired football. Sean Witherspoon, 155 tackles. He's a beast. He's going to be one of the top players selected in the draft this coming season. So you look at that. But one thing, that pass defense, 64% completion percentage, they have to improve on that in order to be successful.
At a conference, they open up against Illinois in St. Louis, which they beat them last year, but Illinois has a veteran team back. At Nevada, which is not any walk in the park, in week 2. And then October 8th, they start Big 12 play. They got Nebraska, Texas, and Baylor at home. And then they're away at Oklahoma State, Colorado, and Kansas State.
That's a tough schedule for Missouri this year. I just don't see them being successful with that schedule.
Gary Pinkel, 10-4 last year, only 9 returning starters. Looks like a rebuilding year for Missouri. They need to play more defense, get a lot of experience. Iowa State, Gene Chizik leaves. Paul Rhodes. It was kind of a flop right there. Mm-hmm. Paul Rhodes, the former defensive coordinator of Auburn, he's now their head coach, as Gene Chizik, former Iowa State head coach, is now in Auburn. Austin Arnaud is their quarterback. Bo Williams, the transfer from Florida, tailback.
The cupboard is not buried at Iowa State. I mean, they returned 9 starters on offense. That is awesome. That's a lot to work with because you have Austin Arnaud, 61% completion percentage. He's a real good quarterback. He's athletic. You look at Bo Williams, Alexander Robinson, 2 good running backs. So they're going to come in and play right away. So you got veteran wide receivers that understand the game, a veteran offensive line. So they've seen the pass rushers in defensive the offensive players, the defensive players in the Big 12 already. So they're experienced. So you have veteran offensive line, veteran wide receivers, 2 good running backs, a nice quarterback. The offense can be scary.
4 offensive linemen with starting experience. Look out. Defensive side of the ball, David Sims, their strong safety, who originally signed with Oklahoma. He's going to start right away. Look out for this guy.
A lot of seniors on defense. So that's, like I said, about Missouri. A lot of seniors on defense, big leadership. Their strength is their front 7. They need help in the secondary.
Schedule, of course, they play the annual Iowa game week 2 of the season. They avoid Texas and Oklahoma in the South.
That's a good present by the scheduling committee with that schedule. They do avoid those big teams. And with that offense they have, they could make some noise.
Will be interesting in the North Division, of course. Now, let's get to our preseason Big 12 picks all around here. A lot of offense in this division. Offensive Player of the Year. You could pick anybody from any team. Who's going to be your pick?
Offensive Player of the Year, I'm going to go with Kendall Hunter. I think he's going to have a dynamite year. Look for between 1,600 to maybe 2,000 yards.
I'm going to stay with the Pokes. His quarterback, Zach Robinson, can get the job done. He's going to put up huge numbers. Defensive side of the ball, I'm going to go to Austin. I love this guy, the way he played last year. Linebacker, sometimes could line up on the end too. Sergio Kindle, like him as my defensive player. Will Muschamp giving him the orders. Can't get a better mind behind the defensive side of the ball.
That's a good pick. I'm gonna stay with. I'm gonna go with Nebraska. Go with Nnamdi Kong Suh, a defensive tackle that can move, athletic like that. That's a scary concept.
Before we get to best pro prospect, let's go to top newcomer. Who's gonna be the most impactful first-year Big 12 player?
Nick Casa out there in Colorado's starting defensive end. He's a really good player. He has a lot of speed coming off the edge. 6'4", 250 already as a true freshman. Look for him to be a big player for the Buffaloes.
I'm gonna go Christine Michael, the running back of Texas A&M. He's a playmaker. Sherman will get him involved. Look out for this kid. Best pro prospect, I'm going to go back to your pick defensively. I'm going to go Damakung Suh, defensive tackle, Nebraska. Agile, could get to the quarterback. He's going to be one of the best. And look out for Russell Okong, offensive tackle of Oklahoma State. Who's your best pro prodigy?
I'm going to say it's a tie between Sam Bradford and Colt McCoy. These two guys are two leaders of their team, two quarterbacks, 6'3", can throw the ball, and they're both tremendous leaders. I like both of them.
Under the radar team. Let's go with it.
I'm going to say Texas A&M is under the radar because of their offense. I liked it, what they have going on, those big receivers, as well as the quarterback out there. Also, maybe they may not win the division, but Iowa State does look impressive on paper, and they may make some improvements on offense. So I like them as a team to look better than they did last year.
A very young team. As my under-the-radar team, long shot, look at Baylor, Robert Griffin, of course. Don't sleep on Colorado. Also, Dan Hawkins, very good coach. Cody Hawkins leading the charge there.
I agree with you with Baylor. Baylor could surprise some teams, too. Like I said, they could go to their first bowl game this year.
South Division champion. Who's going to win it? Last year, three-way tie, Texas Tech, Texas, and Oklahoma. It's going to be, what's the odds that it'll be a tie again?
Right. I mean, if I had to pick a team and had to go with defense, I'm going to say Oklahoma's in a better situation than Texas and Oklahoma State.
I'm going to go with Texas. I think they have Oklahoma's number now. There's no reason for me to take Oklahoma over Texas, even though I was thinking about it. I think Texas will win that game, the Red River Shootout. They'll run the table. Colt McCoy is the man. He'll get the job done. I like Texas in North Division. In the South Division, I'm sorry. North Division picks. Who do you got?
Nebraska. Big receivers, good offensive line, good running back, and improving defense. I know Bo Pelini is going to get the defense going this year, so I like Nebraska.
Nebraska, easy schedule, but I'm going to go with a team that this guy does not like, and that's the Kansas Jayhawks. Mark Mangino. I know their schedule is not too good for them, but Todd Racing, I think they're going to find a way to get it done. I like them in the North Division. That's the Kansas Jayhawks.
Kansas Jayhawks?
Kansas Jayhawks.
Writing it down again.
Slate it.
We'll revisit that later on.
And that's our Big 12 North Division preview. For more college conference previews, visit footballgameplan.com/NCAA.